All right, thank you for being here, DojoX Meditation Group, our Sangha. We got all familiar faces tonight. It's always nice. Again, just a light review of the form. Again, if your chin is straight, your eyes are at a 45-degree angle, gazing down with a really broad view, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Diaphragmatic breathing. Try to follow your breath all the way down into the bottom of your belly, where you put your mudra. Your left hand's out, your right hand rests in it, and your fingers touch ever so gently, like if there's rice paper right between your fingers. Set there about 3 inches below your belly button and relax your shoulders. Back nice and straight. Eyes at a nice gaze, and taking nice deep breaths into your diaphragm. You can't get this wrong, so definitely any form that you use is a good form. But you can stretch into or try out some of the Soto Zen style of the form. And Katie, you have really nice form tonight. Look at that.
It's because I got a massage.
Is that?
Yeah.
So your hips and everything opened up?
Relaxed, yeah.
That's great. Really good. That's great. Yeah. So just try and play with it. It's like I said, if you can't get it wrong, but the idea is, can you expand your practice and expand the form and to go a little deeper into it. If you're normally used to doing a certain form, maybe if you're used to eyes closed, what's it like to have my eyes open when I meditate, and try it out that way. Or if my hands are normally in my lap or on my thighs, can I put them here and see what that feels like? But they're all good. So, and again, if you have to move slow and with reverence, to do it with intention and be aware of your movement. And if you got an itch, just see if you can just be with the itch instead of itching the itch. Yeah, that one, Dexter. Get him out of the way now. Yeah, when you talk about an itch, you get an itch, right? Isn't that funny how that works? Oh, okay, any questions before we start? Oh, okay, great. Well, thank you for being here tonight. It's an honor to sit together, and thank you for joining us online, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Yeah, appreciate you being here. All right, so let's go ahead and get your legs comfortable, how you want to sit, and we'll go ahead and get started. Again, ring the bell 3 times with the Gasho together. The Gashos, her hands are together, saying thank you for being here, and we'll end the same way. All right, nice deep breaths. Coming to the end of the year. It's right around the corner. We're at the December 16th. It's pretty amazing how fast the year can feel like it goes by sometimes. Tonight's talk, I want to talk about the pillar of the monk. In my book, The Dojo, I speak about my 4 pillars of the monk, the sage, the samurai, and the sensei. And as I come up to the end of the year, the monk represents for me ground zero, or like what's true in my life. And just as it is, noticing it, being aware of it, and what serves me and doesn't serve me. And last week I was speaking about how the mind will make up stuff, and that a lot of times it's not true. And so things that I think is not really what's happening. And so when I sit in zazen and meditation, I get to start to see the difference between what I think and what I actually can know to be true inside my hara, or my gut, or my body. And so the pillar of the monk really exemplifies sitting in seated meditation and being with yourself and watching your thoughts and the things that you think of and how you operate through your day. When I sit and you sit for a regular basis, you start to see your world differently. And from the monk's perspective of the habits that serve you and don't serve you are one of the things that I want to bring to the room tonight of coming into a new year, to be aware of the things that are serving you, that are habits that maybe your mind has made up or taken on and decided, I'm going to do this on a regular basis and make that my normal way of functioning. And is it serving me or not serving me? To really be truthful to yourself as that monk and looking at your own internal landscape and how you show up. And so, habits are a great place to look at inside yourself of what's serving me as a habit, and maybe what's a habit that I want to start to bring in slowly into this new season of 2026. And, I'm always the encourager of sitting in meditation first thing in the morning, and that's something that can serve all of us from that place. And from the smallest, 3 breaths in the morning to really start your practice, if that's a first time thing for you to sit in meditation, and then all the way up to 1 minute, 5 minutes, and make it incremental so that you can really develop a habit at something that what has served me over many, many decades and that I've resisted for many decades is seated meditation. And so that's a habit that I know that serves me in being my best and coming from a different place than just my ego self or my ego functioning as a human, as a lot of people do in this world, just come from their ego. And me noticing, I was reflecting on, some of the habits that I used to take on. Of one of them would be to lay in front of the TV and watch TV until I pass out, and just fall asleep on the couch and not put myself to bed or make sleeping a priority. And so I would just go until I could just watch it, and Amber would watch me fall asleep right there on the couch, and she would either tell me to go to bed or, she'd go to bed and I'd wake up and then make my way to bed. And that habit of doing that, of not taking care of either my hygiene or washing my face or taking some time to meditate, to really honoring the day, I started going, me actually going to bed or start my evening routine is a habit that I've really been working on, especially it feels like this year, but I've been doing it more and more over the last couple years, is taking that time to develop the habit of having an evening routine that's as important as my morning routine. And I fell right into that habit. I remember back not that long ago, maybe a couple years ago, it was having a drink of alcohol after work, a beer after work. It was a nice thing to have. And I'd do it on a regular basis. It might be a glass of wine or something. And it became a habit of doing it just about every night, it felt like, And so just over a year ago, I said, what's it like to just not have anything like that, any alcohol like that, and have that habit of doing that, And so this is me just being transparent about the habits that I've either would just fall into unconsciously, maybe consciously, and say, is it serving me or not serving me? And I noticed for myself, going to bed at a certain time and waking up at a certain time actually serves me really well to create that habit. And it hasn't been easy. It's been one of the harder things that I have struggled with. And over the last 25 years of us being together, that was a normal thing for me to either have a drink and or fall asleep on the couch. And it's like now I'm like, oh, I go to bed by 8:30, I wake up at 4:30, and I can meditate and really honor my day. And me and Amber take some time to hot tub together. And they're habits that I've been putting into place that by taking incremental steps into new habits is how we can constantly refine how we're showing up in the world and to our relationships and to ourselves. And so the pillar of the monk is really that what's serving me and what's not serving me. And I bring in habits for 2026. What habits would you think of that you'd be like, this one is not really serving me very much, and what would be a habit that I could slowly implement that would serve me for 2026? And I just want to kind of put that into your thinking and listen to your gut or your hara and just kind of reflect on it. It's not about making a drastic change. I'm not telling you to stop whatever you're doing, and it may be time to stop something that you start to realize, oh, it's been a habit for me to fall asleep on the couch, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to take some time to brush my teeth and, wash my face and say thank you for the day and go to bed at a time when I can put myself to bed. And so the monk is that ground zero. What's true in today, and coming up to an end of the year when it's like, what would be some of those new habits that I could bring into the new year and really start to refine how I show up and refine what my life is like through different habits that I can create and bring on into my daily life. And so I encourage you to play with habits that are serving you and habits that are not serving you, and what can you let go of and maybe do less of or totally change, and then what would be some you step into. I remember November last year, it was like, I'm going to stop drinking. And I just stopped. And it was a new habit for me that I've taken short breaks, but I never really owned it of, I'm not a drinker. It's not something I choose to do anymore. And so, and I got examples like Dexter that's been 30, 40 years of no drinking. And thank you for being that example of that, and it's that kind of change in my life that enhances how my life is and my relationships in my life. You know what I mean?
I stopped drinking alcohol, but I like chocolate malts.
Chocolate malts are really good too. Yeah. You got some of those habits that we all have.
I give it up.
Yep.
That's the problem with medicine.
Cacao. Yes, cacao is a plant medicine. That's true. but in excessive, it can be that thing that you want to use in moderation. It's like that could be I'm not saying you have to, alcohol for some people, they can have it in moderation, and that's a great thing, and I honor that and respect that. And so it's not a bad or good, but malts can be bad or good also. So check that out inside yourself, the pillar of the monk, and we'll go through the sage, the samurai, and the sensei over the next few weeks, and entering into 2026. What would be a different way of up-leveling how you show up, and sitting in Sangha or sitting in DojoX Meditation Group to be in relationship and in community at a level that is non-verbal is for me is the next level. I have an internal smile to myself of the joy to sit in silence and stillness and share this space together. So I really appreciate you all being here, and I'm honored to sit together in silence and connect on a level that is nonverbal. It's profound to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And here's to 2026 and entering in from the monk. Thank you, Michael, for joining us online too. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's really great. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into our position for the next 10 minutes. Again, if you could fluff your pillow at the end and dust off any lint on your zabuton, I would sure appreciate it, and I'll put them away. And again, to be aware of your energy and how much maybe dropping into old habits as soon as you leave. You could just take a look at that and notice it as you leave. And honor habits, good and bad. Thank you. Thank you all for coming tonight. Look forward to seeing you all next week. And if you do want to invite any friend, you're more than welcome to. We're always open to visitors and growing the community. So feel free to invite. Just let me know ahead of time and I'll put out a pillow for them. So thank you. All right. Have a great evening. Thank you, Michael. Aloha.